There is a quiet war happening every single day, a battle not with guns, not with fists, not even with words. It's a battle of effort, of determination, of sweat, of time, and of discipline. It's a battle that takes place in silence, before the sun rises, after everyone else has gone to sleep, in moments when most people choose comfort, distraction, or delay. This war is waged by those who have chosen not to be average. It is waged by those who refuse to be outworked. We live in a world filled with ambition, filled with ideas, filled with dreams. Everyone has dreams, everyone has plans, everyone has goals they write down in notebooks, or put on vision boards, or post about online. But here's the truth that no one wants to say out loud. Dreams are cheap, ideas are free, everyone has them, but very few people are willing to do what it takes to make them real. Very few people are willing to outwork everyone else. And that is why the gap between the life we want and the life we live often feels so wide. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't need to be the most talented. You don't need to come from a perfect background or have the perfect connections or start with the most resources. But you do need to be willing to do what others won't. You need to be willing to go further, to work longer, to show up when you're tired, to focus when you're distracted, to sacrifice when it's inconvenient. Because in the end, talent can be matched, luck can run out, but work ethic, that's your edge, that's your power, that's the one thing nobody can take from you. We admire champions, we look up to great leaders. We celebrate people who break records, who rise from nothing, who build legacies, but what we don't often see is the price they paid, the nights they stayed late, the mornings they got up early, the hours and hours of quiet, lonely, consistent work that no one ever clapped for. What we don't see is the work, because the work isn't glamorous, the work isn't flashy, the work is uncelebrated, but it is the only thing that makes greatness possible. So many people are waiting for motivation. Waiting for clarity, waiting for the perfect moment, but the most successful people I've ever met aren't waiting, they're working, they're moving, they're building even when it's not easy, even when it's not fun, even when no one is cheering them on. They don't work when they feel like it. They work because that's who they are. They work because they know the cost of falling behind. They work because they've made a decision. If anyone is going to succeed, it will be them. If anyone is going to rise, it will be them, and the way they ensure that, they outwork everyone. You need to make a choice, a real choice, not the kind you post about online, not the kind you say out loud once in a while when you feel inspired, but the kind of choice that happens deep in your bones, the kind of choice that rearranges your habits, your priorities, your environment, your identity. You need to choose to be the one who shows up when others don't. You need to choose to be the one who stays later, studies harder, trains longer, pushes further. Because in a world where everyone wants success, the only ones who get it are the ones who are willing to outwork everyone. This isn't about hustle for hustle's sake. It's not about burning yourself out or proving something to the world. It's about alignment. It's about deciding what matters most to you and then building a work ethic that honors that decision. It's about being so committed to your purpose that your actions are louder than your words. It's about living with intention, with urgency, with a fire that cannot be extinguished. Not because you're chasing success, but because you're honoring the opportunity you've been given. Because you know what's at stake if you don't give your all. And make no mistake, there is always someone out there who wants it just as much as you do. Someone who is talented, someone who is driven, someone who is hungry. And if you're not willing to work harder than them, then don't be surprised when they get the job, the client, the opportunity, the success. This world rewards those who show up with effort. It rewards the ones who stay disciplined. It rewards the ones who don't just dream big, but who act bigger. So if you want to win, if you want to lead, if you want to become someone that others look to as an example of greatness, not just in results but in character, then you need to outwork everyone. That's the standard. That's the mindset. That's the beginning of everything, because while everyone else is competing for attention, for praise, for shortcuts, you'll be competing for something different. You'll be competing for legacy, for impact, for mastery, and that doesn't come cheap. That is earned, day by day, hour by hour, through work that most people are simply not willing to do. Let them sleep. Let them take the weekend off. Let them play it safe. While they wait for permission, you get to work. While they talk about what they might do, you build what you're meant to do. While they focus on looking successful, you focus on becoming unstoppable. Because in the end, when it's all said and done, no one remembers what you said you would do. They only remember what you actually did, and what you do, how hard you're willing to work when no one is watching, will determine how far you go. There comes a moment in every journey where you start to question yourself, a moment when the excitement fades and the grind begins, the alarm clock rings too early, your legs are tired, your mind is foggy, and you wonder if the effort is even worth it. That's the moment when most people ease up, they slow down, they convince themselves that they've done enough for today, that they'll get back to it tomorrow. But champions, real champions, make a different choice. They press forward, not because they feel like it, but because they've trained themselves to honor their commitment, even when their emotions try to sabotage them. You see, most people are looking for motivation. They want to feel inspired before they act, but the truth is, those who outwork everyone else don't wait for motivation. They create momentum, they act first, they show up, and through the act of showing up again and again, they ignite a deeper sense of purpose within themselves. It's not about waking up every day feeling fired up. It's about having the discipline to do the work whether you feel like it or not. That's what separates the great from the average. Discipline, not talent. Not resources, not background. Discipline to do the work. Discipline to say no to distractions. Discipline to keep going when progress feels slow. Discipline to ignore what everyone else is doing and stay locked in on what matters. Because, while others are comparing and competing, the ones who win are the ones who are creating, the ones who are building, the ones who are sweating and refining their craft. Think about the people you admire most. The leaders, the innovators, the athletes, the artists, you admire them not because they had it easy, but because they made the hard choices consistently. You admire them because when others quit, they kept showing up. They didn't rise by chance. They rose by work, hour after hour, year after year. They made a decision to be uncommon, and they backed that decision with an uncommon work ethic. And you have that same choice in front of you. You don't have to live your life reacting to circumstances or waiting for permission to chase your vision. You can choose to be the one who outworks the rest, not out of ego, but out of commitment, out of integrity. Because you said you wanted something more, and now it's time to prove it. The truth is, work ethic is a mirror. It reflects what you believe about yourself. If you truly believe you're capable of more, your work will show it. If you believe you have something valuable to offer the world, your work will confirm it. But if your actions are inconsistent, if you only push when it's convenient, if you're more committed to looking busy than being productive, then you're not telling the world you believe in yourself. You're telling the world you're unsure, that you're not fully in, that you haven't yet decided who you're going to be. Decide. That's the word that changes everything. Not hope, not wish. Decide. Decide that no matter where you are today, you're going to be the one who shows up with relentless energy. Decide that you will not be outworked. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Decide that the vision you have for your life is worth more than sleep, more than comfort, more than approval. Because that's what the climb demands. It demands a version of you that most people never meet. A version of you that doesn't make excuses, that doesn't settle, that doesn't give in to the easy path. And the most beautiful part, the more you commit to the work, the more the work shapes you. It carves out the weaknesses. It builds resilience. It teaches you how to stay focused when life throws chaos your way. The work isn't just building your dreams. It's building you. It's making you sharper, stronger, more grounded. It's making you someone who doesn't just chase success, but someone who is worthy of it. There will be days when you feel behind. Days when it feels like others are winning faster than you. Don't be discouraged. Just ask yourself one question. Did I outwork them today? Because you may not control every outcome, but you control your effort. You control your focus. You control your pace. And if you keep showing up, if you keep putting in the work that others won't, eventually you will have what others can't. And let me be clear, this is not about burning out. It's not about grinding for the sake of grinding. It's about working smart and working hard. It's about aligning your habits with your mission. It's about using every hour with intention, not wasting time on things that don't matter, not scrolling aimlessly through distractions, not trying to do everything, but doing the right things with full energy, full heart, full presence. Outworking everyone doesn't mean never resting. It means earning your rest. It means knowing that when your head hits the pillow at night, you left it all on the field, that you didn't cheat yourself, that you didn't lie to yourself about how much you wanted it, that your actions and your ambitions were in sync. Most people want the rewards. Very few want the responsibility that comes with chasing greatness, because that responsibility is heavy. It means saying no when others say yes. It means staying late when others go home. It means studying while others are partying. It means waking up with purpose and going to sleep with gratitude. Even if no one claps for you, even if no one notices, because you notice, you know what you're building. You know who you're becoming, and that's what it's all about. It's not about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about becoming someone you can be proud of, someone who doesn't just talk about discipline, but lives it. Someone who doesn't just want success, but earns it, every single day. You will never regret the days you gave your all. You will never look back and wish you had worked less on the things that mattered. But you might regret the moments you coasted, the times you gave in to laziness, the opportunities you let pass because you weren't willing to put in the effort. So don't give yourself that pain. Give yourself the gift of knowing that you did everything you could, that you emptied the tank, that you didn't leave potential on the table. Outwork everyone, not to win applause, not to chase titles, but because that's the standard, because you've decided to build a life that reflects your full capacity. Because you know deep down that you're not here to be average, you're here to be excellent, and excellence requires work, real, consistent, intentional work, and so it comes down to this. When it's all said and done, when the dust settles and the noise fades, all that will remain is the work you were willing to do. Not the excuses, not the distractions, not the endless talk about what you wanted to achieve. Only the truth about how you spent your time, the truth about how much heart you gave, the truth about how consistent you really were, the truth about whether you were willing to go beyond what was expected and outwork everyone. Because effort never lies, it never deceives, it tells your story long before the results ever show, and that story is being written right now. Every morning you wake up, every task you complete, every obstacle you face, every choice you make when no one else is watching. You are writing your legacy not in grand moments, but in the quiet repetition of hard work. If you want to be the best, if you want to rise to your highest potential, if you want to build something that matters, then make this your creed. No one will outwork me, not because I'm competing with others, but because I'm committed to becoming the absolute best version of myself. Not because I need to prove anything, but because I refuse to waste the gifts I've been given. Not because I'm trying to impress the world, but because I made a promise to myself, and I intend to keep it. You're not here to coast. You're not here to watch others live the life you desire. You're not here to envy, to wish, or to wait. You are here to act, to do, to build, to grow. You are here to set the standard. And that standard must be relentless effort, unwavering discipline, ruthless commitment. You are here to show what it looks like when someone refuses to be outworked. You won't always feel ready. You won't always feel strong. You won't always feel like you're making progress, but that's exactly why most people stop, and exactly why you must keep going. Because if you can keep showing up on the hard days, the tired days, the uninspired days, then you are unstoppable. Then you are building something no one can take from you. Then you are winning at the deepest level. Let others be content with average. Let others take shortcuts. Let others quit when it's hard. But you will be the one who chose the narrow path. The path of discipline, the path of focus, the path of work. And while that path may not be crowded, it is the only one that leads to greatness. This is your time, not tomorrow, not someday, now. This is your chance to leave behind the life of hesitation, of excuses, of regret, and to embrace the life of intention, of drive, of ownership. The choice is yours, the work is waiting, and if you're willing to meet it, If you're willing to outwork everyone, you won't just succeed. You'll become something far more powerful. You'll become the kind of person who can no longer be ignored. You'll become the kind of person who doesn't just chase goals, but defines standards. You'll become the kind of person who earns respect, who commands trust, who builds empires not from luck or chance, but from grit, grind, and grace. And in the quiet moments, when no one else is around, you'll know the truth. You gave everything, you outworked everyone, and that will be enough.